Oh, hey, bud. How are the kids?
Oh, they're lovely. They're growing.
I will eat them.
Ah!
And how's the wife?
Good, good. Actually, she just learned to
Disintegrate.
Ladies, gentlemen, and Hylians of all ages, Tears of the Kingdom has so many things to do. Of course, there's the main story, there's an absolute butt-ton of side quests, and even aside from that, there are just a million things to do in every single part of the map, be it ground, sky, or depths. With that, it can be daunting to actually know what to do sometimes. So today I thought it might be fun to give you all a few objectives, some things to seek out, and the knowledge that you need to find them. Specifically today, we're going to be going over 5 fantastic armor sets in Tears of the Kingdom, and how to get them. Some are pretty simple to gather, some are a bit more involved, but every single one of these sets is great to have in one situation or another. Without further ado then, let's begin with number 1, the Phantom set. This set is incredible, especially early on in your journey through Tears of the Kingdom. Every piece of this set has the attack up skill, which does as it says on the tin, raising your attack with every move that you do. And with all 3 pieces of this, the boost is actually really noticeable. For obvious reasons, this makes it excellent for combat. On top of that, each piece also comes with 8 defense as a base, which is incredibly good for unupgraded armor. The only downside to it, though, is that the armor cannot be upgraded to be stronger with the Great Fairies, so it just is what it is when it comes out of the chests. But again, what it is quite strong compared to most armor sets anyways, which makes it absolutely worth getting, especially as you can do it pretty much as soon as you get off the tutorial island if you know where you're going. With that said, where do you go? Well, each piece is in a separate location, and every one of them is as simple as get into the right place and grab it. The piece that you'll be able to grab the easiest is actually the furthest away in the Gerudo Desert. Especially if you are early in the game, I'd recommend coming here at night rather than during the day, and if you do so, you'll only need 1 level of cold resistance to exist here, like you can get from a nice hot pepper dish. Specifically, your goal is right here, where I've put a treasure chest marker, south of the Siwakama Shrine. If you look at the circles here, you want to put a marker on specifically this one, then head over to it. Careful of the boss roaming the area, get to the exact marked circle, and drop down into the hole in that circle when you arrive. Immediately beside you when you land will be the chest containing the Phantom Greaves, the legs of the set. For the other 2 pieces, you're going to want the Spring Zonite device to make your life much easier. And while there are many places that you can get these springs, a good early one is right over here on the Dig Dog Suspension Bridge. There is a Zonite device dispenser here with a spring as one of its available items, so just stick in your spare Zonite charges until you have 2 springs and then you can move on. Next, you want to head down to the southern side of the map to the Puffer Beach Overhead Cave. If you go down to the beach itself and look up, well, right here, you'll see a hole leading into a cave. Drop a spring down directly under the hole and use it to jump up, then you will be inside of this cave. Directly ahead in the next room along is a tent with the chest containing the Phantom Helmet. Then finally you want to head over to the southern edge of this river here that flows past Satori Mountain. At the river's end, down in the ravine, there is an entrance to a cave. The first room has some enemies that you can mostly ignore, run past them, and then the second room is where this actually gets a bit dangerous. At the bottom of the room, if you actually drop down, is an extremely dangerous enemy that is very threatening, that if you kill will spawn an even more dangerous enemy behind it, but you can actually avoid this encounter entirely with a spring. Take out your spring, ultra hand it over to the last pillar platform in front of you, jump over to this platform, and use the spring to jump up forward to the tent. Again, this tent will be the final piece of the armor set, the Phantom Armor chest piece. Opening the chest will also make that giant threatening enemy despawn. Also worth noting, just for fun, this armor set has the hidden effect of just making humans scared of you if you are wearing all of it for no particular reason, which is honestly fair enough based on how it looks and the context behind the lore of the armor too. Number 2, Mystic Set. And this one is really fancy in a couple of ways. Have you ever wanted to be able to get hit by enemies without actually taking heart damage? Well, then this set is absolutely the one for you. This set's bonus, Rupee Padding, lets you exchange damage taken for rupees lost instead of hearts. It isn't perfect and the cost is quite a bit, but theoretically if you did enough rupee farming, this set would make you nearly immortal. The way that it works is for every quarter heart of damage that you would lose, you instead lose 10 rupees. So 1 full heart will cost 40 rupees. As well, it has a limit to how much it can actually block from a singular attack. With a single armor piece, the limit to that is 4 hearts, and with all 3 armor pieces, the limit is 9 hearts. So if an attack would hit you for 10 hearts, let's say as an example, it would cost you 360 rupees, and then also you would still take 1 heart of actual damage. Yes, that is very costly, but not many things would hit you for that amount of hearts within the game as a whole, and if they do, you probably would be happy to take only 1 heart of damage after getting hit by it. The main usage of this depends on what you want. This can make you just immortal around little enemies if you have a couple thousand rupees, taking about 20 to 30 rupees per hit instead of ever losing health, or you can just save it for a big boss fight, stack up on rupees, and then only put it on for the boss encounters. Unfortunately, this armor cannot be upgraded at all, so like the Phantom set, it just sort of is what it is. In order to get it then, this one is a little bit involved, but it's one of the coolest looking armors in the game, so that's there to consider too. First, you have to unlock Colton, a monster part trading NPC. We've got a whole video going over the details of this process, but the shortened explanation is that you want to go to Pico Pond, just southeast of the Iko-Chiu Shrine. On the northern edge of this pond is an NPC, interact with them a couple of times, and they'll ask for a Bubbul Gem. These are what you get from killing the spirit frogs in any given cave. Give this NPC a Bubbul Gem and you'll get a reward, then the NPCs will move along. Follow them to Terrytown in the northeastern side of the map, talk to Kilton in the town, and he'll tell you where Colton is, but only after 9 PM each day. Talk to Colton, where you've been pointed to, who most often is right beside the Ulri Mountain Skyview Tower, and he will ask you for increasing amounts of Bubbul Gems in exchange for various goodies, monster parts, fun helmets, and also the Mystic Armor set itself. It'll cost you around 45 Bubbul Gems to get the full set through all the trading that he does, so you have to do a bunch of caves to get there, but the set is really cool looking, and the effect is extremely unique and powerful too. Number 3, the Miners set.
I mean, they're like 3 years old.
Miners, not miners.
Whilst the first 2 armor sets we had were focused on fighting, one for offense, one for defense, the remaining sets are all about traversal in various ways, just to make your life easier in different situations. The first of these then is the Miners set. This makes you have the glow effect just permanently on Link. 1 level of glow per piece, and with the full set on, not only do you look pretty damn cool, but also you have a nice amount of just light glowing coming off of you thanks to all the light bulbs hanging from your clothes. The main reason that this is helpful is specifically in the depths portion of the map, where everything is always dark until you touch the light roots. Yes, you can use plants to light things up one little bit at a time, but this armor set essentially just lets you exist down here without having to deal with the faff of throwing a plant every 20 feet, as you can see we are going pretty well with this armor set alone. To get it then, you have to go to 3 different locations within the depths, and for ease of access I'll be showing you the closest places to enter from in the overworld. The earliest one that you can get is access through the Hyrule Field Chasm. Drop down here, grab the light root nearby, and then head west, lighting up your way as necessary. As you continue, you will reach the Iusis light route, light this up, and then head southwest directly from it, throwing out bright blooms until you can see a stone structure in front of you down the hill. Glide over to it and climb up to the top, and you'll find a chest containing the Miner's Top. Then you'll want to head to the Great Plateau South Chasm over here. And once you've dropped into this, you will immediately see a light route to the northwest, glide down to it, and you'll be there before you even hit the ground. From here, simply turn west and you will see another stone structure lit up by the light root itself. This is another mine. Head to the part of it near the top once again and you'll find a chest, this time containing the Miner's Trousers. Then finally you'll want to head down the Burrito Lookout Chasm in the Gerudo Mountains. This one can still be reached from under, but if you already have the Skyview Tower nearby, this one is pretty easy to get to. As you are falling, glide southeast and you will see another light route. Activate it when you land, and then literally 20 feet away from this are a bunch of stone pillars, in the middle of which is a chest with the Miner's Mask. Pretty easy, just some walking around, nothing complex about getting this set at all. Number 4. Climbing set. The uses of this one are quite simple. You put it on, it has climb speed up, and that does exactly what it says on the tin. 1 piece of this armor will make you climb about twice as fast as normal, 3 pieces of it will make you climb about 4 times as fast. This doesn't apply to the climbing jump, which most of us will be doing a lot, but if you upgrade the armor, it does gain a skill that makes the jump take less stamina, so it really is good to have for specifically climbing purposes. As for how to get it, once again, it is found as 3 places. The first one is by the New Serene Stable, just a bit west of the starting area here, and from here head directly east through the geoglyph and you'll find a hole in the ground. This is actually the back entrance to a cave, and this is where it is on your map as well, just so you can be sure of where to find it without even following my path. Drop in and you'll be at the top of a waterfall, glide down and in behind the waterfall itself just like so, and you'll find a hidden crevice with a chest containing the climbing gear. Next up you want to go to the Upland Zorana Byroad Cave, specifically the entrance located here on your map. Progress up the right side being careful of the stone covered like and you will follow a direct path to an area covered in runes and water. When you first arrive here, the water will be up quite high. My room has already been solved, but you basically just have to swim over to this area over here on the right, go up the stairs, and then use Ultra Hand to open the gate, which will drain most of the water out of the room. From there, head under the platform that you were standing on to find a secret hole in the wall, leading to the chest that contains the climbing boots. Then finally, this one is in another cave. The closest fast travel spot here is the Ihan shrine up above the Zora area. From here, jump off of the cliff beside the shrine, glide down and look behind you, and you will see a glowing door. That is not our goal, but it tells you you're going the right way. One level down from there, if you follow my path behind a tree, there is a cave entrance. This one is a bit nasty, but can be done pretty easily with some patience and parkour knowledge. This cave is entirely slippery, just dripping with water, making climbing actually quite difficult, and yet the whole point of the cave is climbing and jumping around. So the important thing to note here is that in a slippery environment, the most efficient way to climb is to go up about 4 steps at a time and then jump. The jump will make you fall back down a bit, but you'll still be gaining height if you follow that specific pattern over and over. So just watch my route here slowly, watch the way that I climb. It's not perfect, but it will do the job if you follow this. Get from one platform to the next, just 1 step at a time. Eventually, little by little, you can make it to the top of the cave. Again, just 4 steps of climbing on the wall and then a jump, that's the pattern. And once you reach the top of the cave, right in front of you, you will have the chest containing the climber's bandana. Number 5, the Froggy Set. This is the most involved one of any of the ones on this list, but you also get a ton of goodies for doing it other than just the armor itself. The Froggy Set then specifically helps with, well, what we were just dealing with in that last cave. It gives you slip resistance while climbing, so wet surfaces impact you less. You can still slip even with the Froggy Set on, but it makes it happen much less frequently, and this lets you climb pretty much properly even on wet surfaces. Also, it looks pretty neat. To get it then, you want to start by heading to the Lucky Clover Gazette here east of Rito Village and talk to the people inside. This will begin a quest chain of great magnitude, where you are told that the reward will be the Froggy armor, and you just need to go around to various stables to find out what's going on. The result of that is that you need to head to 12 specific stables around the map and complete a side quest at each one. The order that you do them doesn't really matter, it's up to you, and some of them are much simpler than others, but none of these are particularly complex. It's just a bunch of busy work really, and again, some of them unlock things that are pretty important anyways. I'd start off with the Woodland stable over here, as this is the quest to unlock the first Great Fairy and teach you about armor upgrading. When you arrive to any of these 12 stables, just look for your bird friend Pen. Talking to him will point you in the direction of the specific side quest that needs completing for the quest. Once you finish the side quest, Pen will fly over to you, say good job, and give you some rupees as a reward. The amount of rupees increases with every one of these that you complete, making it actually a pretty decent haul in the end of over 1,000 rupees, which is great. From this point then, I'll tell you the rest of them in a pretty condensed way. Again, most of the quests are straightforward, just head to the stable, talk to Pen, follow the instructions, but I'll tell you what to do for the couple of them that are a bit less obvious. The other stables of note then are the Wetland stable down here for the Missing Farm Tools quest, the Riverside stable a bit further down over here for the Gourmets Gone Missing quest, then we have the South Akala stable up on the northeast side of the map for the All Glucking Cuckoo quest, as well as the Foothill stable just near that one as well for the For Our Princess quest. After that is the Dueling Peak stable just east of the starting area of the game here, and the Princess Zelda Kidnapped quest. This one gives you a bit of a riddle to solve. The solution, if you want to know it here, is to go to this little valley between 2 peaks on the southern Dueling Peaks mountain, at which point it's quite clear what to do from there. There is also the Highland stable in the south with the side quest and Eerie Voice. Then we have the New Serene stable just west of the starting area with the Beast and the Princess side quest. This one tells you to head to a subtropical region to look for more information, which specifically refers to the Lakeside stable way on the southern side of the map. Head here and then go directly north to speak to an NPC about a new type of wildlife that has been discovered, which finishes up the quest. Then head to the Outskirts stable over here for the Beckoning Woman quest, then the Gerudo Canyon stable over near the desert for the Blocked Well side quest, and then the Tabantha Bridge stable for the White Goats Gone Missing quest. This one is relatively straightforward, but just in case you don't read the actual text boxes, just follow the trail of pine cones and it's easy as pie. Then finally you want to go to the Snowfield stable, and this is a big one as the quest here is Zelda's Golden Horse. They tell you that the horse ran off and ask you to go find it. It is right over here, a decent trek north of the stable itself, surrounded by a few less golden horses. Tame it and ride it back to the stable, and you'll actually get to keep this horse for yourself afterwards. And considering it is one of the best horses in the entire game, this is absolutely worth the whole process even by itself. With that, you'll have all 12 stable side quests complete. After the 4th one that you complete, you'll get your first piece of Froggy armor. After the 9th quest that you complete, you'll get your second piece of the armor, and then once you've completed all 12, you have to go back to the Lucky Clover Gazette one more time to get the final piece. Yes, that is quite the journey, but it gets you the armor set, the golden horse, in a buttload of rupees too while you're at it. And that's it then, everyone. 5 armor sets that you absolutely want to collect in Tears of the Kingdom, none of which require any fighting at all if you don't want to do so. It's just some nice bits of running around the map, which while you're doing it can help you unlock more fast travel points to make future exploration of the map much faster and easier to do as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy making use out of any or all of these 5 armor sets through the rest of your playthrough. Let us know in the comments what other kind of Zelda videos you'd like to see, as we'll be making plenty of them in the coming days and weeks, and that tells us what you are most interested in knowing. Like if you like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.